All right, so picking a driving school in Whitby, it sounds pretty straightforward, right? But it's about so much more than just finding the closest spot. It's really about getting a new driver ready for the very specific challenges we have right here, from our crazy highways to our wild winter weather. Okay, let's get into it. And this is really the big question every parent and new driver has to ask. Is the whole point just to get that G2 license? Or is the goal to build a driver who's truly confident, truly capable, and can handle anything our roads throw at them, long after that driving examiner gets out of the car?
So first up, let's just break down what exactly makes driving here in Whitby such a unique test for any new driver.
Yeah, we're definitely not just talking about quiet little suburban streets. I mean, think about it. The skill it takes to merge safely onto a jam-packed 401 during rush hour, or navigating that chaotic traffic in and out of the shopping plazas all along Taunton or Thickson. And of course, you've got our weather, learning to handle a car in snow, slush, and on that dreaded black ice. These are the real-deal challenges that a basic road test barely even scratches the surface of.
Okay, so knowing those challenges, how should a new driver actually be taught? Well, it turns out there are two fundamentally different ways to think about driver's ed, and really understanding that difference is absolutely key.
So on one side, you've got what we can call the pass the test routine. This is all about memorizing the three-point turn, getting that parallel park down cold, and knowing the exact route the examiner is probably going to take you on. It works for that one specific goal. But then, on the other side, there's the collision avoidance mindset. And this is totally different. It's about building proactive, lifelong habits, seeing a problem before it happens, managing the space around you, and making smart choices to stop a crash from ever happening in the first place.
So let's dig into why this safety-first approach is really seen as the gold standard, especially for a driving environment as, let's say, interesting as ours here in Whitby. The analysis we looked at just nails it with this quote. The real differentiator isn't just tacking on a few defensive driving tips. The game changer is when a whole program is built from the ground up around that core idea of avoiding collisions.
And what does that actually look like on our roads? Well, it means teaching real skills. It's about scanning way up ahead to find a safe gap on a 401 on-ramp instead of panicking at the last second. It's knowing how to deal with those tricky left turns on Taunton Road when traffic is coming at you. It's even practicing things like emergency braking and swerving, so if you ever have to do it for real, it's a trained reaction, not just a blind panic.
And here's the kicker. This isn't just a nice idea or some school's marketing slogan. Actual, peer-reviewed research from major safety authorities confirms it. Hazard anticipation is a skill you can learn, and teaching it directly lowers the crash risk for new drivers. The data's there. It really works. Now, professional lessons are obviously super important. But what about all those other hours? The ones you spend practicing with a parent? Well, this is where a huge problem comes up for a lot of families. Something called the practice gap. So, what is the practice gap? It's that canyon between just logging hours behind the wheel and actually getting high-quality, diverse experience. It's the difference between driving the same quiet loop around your neighborhood 50 times versus systematically practicing and mastering new, harder situations. And at Whitby, oh man, this is so common. It's really easy for those practice drives to just stick to the familiar, low-stress side streets, while actively avoiding the tougher skills you need for a busy road like Rossland or a high-speed merge onto the 412. And that creates this false sense of confidence that can just disappear when a real-world situation pops up. So how do you close that gap? Well, the solution is to make that practice time structured and measurable. And today, modern tools are designed to do just that, by blending structured lessons with things like guided checklists, in-car tracking for feedback, and even AI simulations to build up confidence. A tool like the Driver's Coach app, which gets mentioned in the source material, is a perfect example of this. It helps turn those random drives into actual focused lessons. You can pull up a guided checklist to really nail something tricky like parking. It can track your drive and give you objective feedback on stuff like speed control. You can even use AI simulations to get ready for the pressure of the road test. It's all about bridging that gap. Okay, so with all that in mind, let's actually turn to the driving schools we have right here in Whitby and see how what they offer to the public lines up with these ideas. So this table, which is based on all the publicly available info, it lays out pretty clearly. Now, while a lot of schools offer standard MTO-approved courses, and some are definitely more budget-friendly, you gotta look at that unique tool column. According to the source, Young Drivers of Canada is the one that explicitly connects its collision avoidance curriculum with a dedicated tool, that Driver's Coach app, which is designed to solve that huge practice gap problem.
So the bottom line is this. Look, a lower price tag is always tempting, of course. But the analysis really suggests that the best long-term value comes from a program that is, 1, built from the ground up around a collision avoidance philosophy, and 2, gives you the tools to make all those crucial practice hours actually count for something.
Okay, with all of this information swimming in your head, what can you actually do right now to help build a more confident, competent driver? Let's get into a real practical plan. The trick is to practice progressively. Don't just drive around with no plan. Think of it like levels in a game. Start at stage 1. Master the basics in quiet, low-risk areas. Once that feels like second nature, move up to stage 2. Busier roads like Brock Street and Dundas, where you focus on lane changes and judging gaps. And only when those skills are solid do you move to stage 3, the high-speed, high-stress world of highway merges.
And hey, here are a few final pro tips for you. Want to practice on those busy roads without all the traffic? Go early on a Saturday or Sunday morning. It's a game changer. Keep a simple log of your drives, just to make sure you're mixing it up. And really pay attention to the most common mistakes new drivers make, like not doing a full mirror shoulder check, and, this is a big one, not getting up to highway speed on the ramp.
Ultimately, when you're making your decision, it all comes back to this one simple question. It's probably the most important one you can ask yourself. Are you preparing for a 20-minute test, or are you preparing for a lifetime on the road ahead?